back again on another smashing Wednesday night with some smashing news for you. Yeah, but before we get started, for all of these Chicago residents out here, you know April is the amnesty month for your city sticker. Here in Chicago, we pay $159 for a city sticker. And if you're a senior citizen, well, you know, you get a discount. However, $159, yeah. But not only that, you have 4-month stickers that you can buy as well if you can't afford the $159. I'm just saying. Outrageous. And then you got to pay car insurance, you got to pay license plates, and hey, here in Chicago, it takes you about $300, you know, or more just to register your car and everything. It's crazy. I'm just saying. More than that. But anyway, you can do that in the month of April, and you won't have to pay no late charges, okay? There's no late charges. It is Amnesty Month, April, here in Chicago for your city stickers and your license plates. Now, if you decide to get another vehicle, you can transfer the city sticker plus your plates, okay? I think everybody knows that, but some people don't. Just giving out the news as I get it, okay? And speaking of city stickers and cars and whatnot, a lot of people just may be in the process of having to get around just in cars. If things does not go right for the CTA, Chicago Transit Authority, RTA, you know, Rapid Transit Authority, Rail Transit Authority, yeah, they're talking about cutting the services. Bus lines, they say that they have a budget deficit with the Chicago Transit Authority, $770 million that has to be met. And if it's not met, over 70 bus lines, train lines is going to be canceled. Now look at all the money that they make on the CTA and the RTA here in Chicago. Could you ever see them being broke? I can't see them being broke. And on top of them, if the budget is not met or they can't find themselves out of the hole, you know, people are going to be out here real bad. People can't get to work. People can't get to school. There's going to be a surge of automobiles everywhere, all over the city. Not to mention robbings. You don't have a job, what do? You rob, okay? No job, you rob. That's what they do here in Chicago, okay? Just look at all of the jackings we've had, not having a job. Could you imagine what that's going to, or how that's going to impact people? Now, Chicago has one of the biggest public transit systems in the country. Hey, what's going on, Austin Burrell? Who we got? Preppy Creations. Hey, Preppy Creations, where you from? What city and state you from? And what about you, Austin Burrell? Me? I'm from the Big Windy, also known as the Concrete Jungle. Yeah, Chirac in the building. What we got there? Want me to sub? Most definitely, I want you to sub. I would really appreciate that. And in the process of you subscribing, I will also subscribe to your channel after I finish with this live. I would really appreciate that. Oh, gratitude, Austin Burrell, gratitude. Maybe the Mega Million winner, where they sold a ticket at here in Illinois, will help the CTA RTA. I'm just playing. I'm not trying to get him no money either, okay? The man won the Mega Millions, and he had one single time payout of $159 million of $334 million. I'm just saying. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in right now, because you could have been doing something else with someone else doing something else. But you decided to stop by to see what we have to say. And I want to tip my hat to you. If I had my hat with me right now, I would tip it, okay? But I don't. But I respect the fact that you are here, and I appreciate your presence, okay? Jordy P, I got you. What's going on? Yeah, it's a lot of things that's going on. In Chicago, in Texas. Crazy going on down there in Texas. I don't know what they got going on. Crazy in Texas. And by the way, you all, if you haven't pressed that subscribe button already, make sure you press the subscribe button. Subscribe, share, and like. Yes, that's right. Hit those two condiments. I would highly appreciate that. Okay? And a lot of people are not feeling appreciated. Since we're talking about being appreciated or feeling appreciated, a lot of minority groups, especially people who look like me, they don't feel appreciated by this country whatsoever. You must remember that history has not been kind to the minorities of this country, to people of color in this country, and history has not been kind to women in this country. And right now, Donald Trump is not being kind whatsoever. Not that we expected him to be kind. We know what he's about from his last election, but this time, he's really putting his foot into the sauce. Yeah. With this DEI situation, you know, he has, no, not he has, the U.S. Army has removed Sergeant Medgar Evers from the honorary site for military vets who were black that fought for this nation. I'm just saying. Absolutely wiped out his name. However, it was instructed by Donald Trump. I'm just saying. With the diverse, equity, and inclusion thing, when he wiped all of that out, it seems to me that they went with it. So he sanctioned this to happen. If you all are not familiar with Sergeant Medgar Evers, maybe you can remember him as a civil rights leader that organized boycotts, that registered black people to vote, and investigated grave injustices that was done to innocent people by the police and government. Yeah, but in 1963, a Ku Klux Klan member gunned him down in the driveway of his own home. Whew. I'm just saying. You all remember that guy that used to ride with Martin Luther King Jr.? Yeah, they got rid of him too. But Medgar Evers, they used him as a warning. And, you know, King just kept pushing. But despite him being a civil rights leader, he was a military sergeant in World War II. Hell, Donald Trump went down to Mississippi when they opened the Civil Rights Museum down there in Mississippi in 2017. And he swore up and down on how he respected Medgar Evers and the contributions that he made to America fighting for his nation. Even Donald Trump said that he was fighting, when he got back, he had to fight again for the very same rights that he just fought for in World War II. I'm just saying, ain't that something? But not only did Medgar Evers get removed, someone else was removed as well. Major General Charles Calvin Rogers was also removed. Black general, yeah, 2-star. U.S. Army. Received the Medal of Honor in Vietnam. And I almost forgot to mention that Medgar Evers received the Medal of Freedom. Yeah. I'm just saying. And Donald Trump, like I said, spoke highly of the man. And gave this great speech about him and talked about him well, but yet you sanction him and all of these other black men and women of this country that they call black. I'm brown, but they call us black, okay? But needless to say, right, he's sanctioned for the honorary black military soldiers that made a difference in fighting for this country. Wipe them off the website. Damn. How much disrespect is that? In fact about it, had it not been for people like Medgar Evers and Charles Calvin Rogers, where would this country be at, Donald Trump? Would you have freedom if someone didn't fight for your freedom, Donald Trump? I'm just saying. It's sad. It's 12 p.m. Thank you, Donald Trump, for honoring the great black service members. Yeah, he gave us a big green weenie up the. You know what I'm saying? I find that to be real foul. Hell, you had one judge, the Supreme Court Justice of Mississippi, said that this has got to be a mistake. Whew. I mean, Democrats and Republicans respected this man, white and black. And when you get white people in Mississippi respecting black service members, any black people in Mississippi, okay? Hey, that's a big thing. I'm just saying. And Donald Trump decided to take that away, to take away their achievements on record. Huh? And check this out. The report even goes on to say that some of them names, the veteran soldiers, their names have been misplaced in another category, like science, or whatever contributions that they made to the nation according to their skills, but no military salute for them. I'm just saying. Hell, if black soldiers would not have fought in American wars, we fought in every American war. We fought in every American war, and now we are dishonored. Your president, Donald Trump, I'm just saying. Do you all think that's right? Huh? So all of those white service members, they keep their name there. So now I can see if they wiped out all of the soldiers, black, white, Chinese, Puerto Rican, whatever you are in the crayon box, and you have served honorably in the military, and you have medals of honor, medals of freedom, and they disregard that? How can a nation disregard its veterans when it's veterans of the military that is right now protecting Donald Trump? I mean, like, he's the chief and commander of the military. When he flies off into that government plane that he flies off into, U.S. Air Force One, right? Who you think flying the thing, okay? Don't you see all those soldiers, those Marines, huh? People are disgusted with Donald Trump. Not just people who look like me, but white people too. Don't you see them protesting all across the United States? What's that? Democrats are out to get us too, brother. Hell, the Democrats are the one who started the Ku Klux Klan. I'm just saying. That's an actual fact. Just do your research on that. They've been had it out for us. Everybody has always had it out for us. Like I say, history, American history, has not been kind to us whatsoever. And those that are in charge and in power right now are making sure that we receive no kindness, no recognition for nothing. Y'all let that happen. I'm just saying. Hell, Donald Trump has no respect for the veterans, nor Elon Musk. And he's not even a citizen of the country, but yet he gets an unofficial position that's affecting the American people's lives? The richest man on earth. Come on now. You just slashed 80,000 jobs from the VA hospitals across America. Do you know how hard it is going to be getting an appointment right now? Do you know how the hospitals across the nation is going to function with 80,000 less employees? Donald Trump don't care about no veterans. Donald Trump only cares about himself and those billionaires who bought and paid for him. 100. If you ain't white, you ain't right. That's his thinking. That's what it says in Mein Kampf. You know, he got one in the White Office, you know, in the White House office in the little desk right there. Yeah, Mein Kampf. Elon Musk riding right with him. Even though it seems like he can't stand Elon Musk and his little, you know, bothersome kids sometimes. But they ride out together, and Elon Musk would not be able to do what he's doing if it wasn't for Donald Trump. I'm just saying. I wonder how much did they buy him for? Any thoughts? Just throw a number out there, okay? What we got out here? Thank you, Don. Okay, yeah, what we got out here? I'm just going down here. Yeah, I'm reading the chat. I'm your only viewer now. I know people drop out of the live section. They drop out of the live chat as soon as I talk about Donald Trump because they love Donald Trump. But Donald Trump is not doing nothing. Are you a billionaire who's watching right now? Or are you the police? Or are you just a real subscriber? It don't matter to me which one you are. I'm still going to talk the way I talk. And I speak nothing but truth. I speak nothing but truth. And I speak not just for people who look like me, but for Caucasians of this country as well. Look at how upset they are right now with Donald Trump. In fact about it, if I'm not mistaken, I ran across something in my feed talking about April 5th, how it's supposed to be a nationwide protest day against Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Have y'all read something about that out there like that? Yeah, the U.S. is not happy with Donald Trump. And they most definitely are not happy with Elon Musk. It's sad when you know people who have served in the U.S. military fighting for this country's defense and they get no recognition. And they want to slash not only the workers at the VA, which they did, they want to slash other benefits for veterans. Things that they have earned. They want to take it away. I lost all of the people out there in the chat. But sometimes that's the cost of truth, I guess. People don't want to hear it. Not that they don't like me. Not that they don't like what I'm saying, but it's the truth that bothers people. Some people anyway. I'm just saying. But needless to say, you all, I'm glad to be here in America, though. I'm glad to be here in America. Because there are some places that's very worse than America. Like Venezuela. Like Honduras. Like Mexico. Yeah. Cuba. I'm just saying. I'm glad to be here now. Let's not get that twisted. However, many people are just not happy with the administration. And they don't like me talking about the administration. So, am I to sit back and not say nothing and suppress what's inside of me to come out? Because the people in power don't like what I'm saying. I'm saying the people that's in power behind YouTube. I'm just speaking truth. Not just my truth. Just look at the news. Across the nation. I'm just saying. Even with Social Security. Donald Trump says it's not going to bother that. If you can believe that, well, you know, maybe you'll believe I'm a millionaire, okay? I'm I'm just saying. And all of this money that they trying to save, you know, like a $880 billion, you know, slash. Where's that money going to? You know they're going to steal some of it, man. Like, come on. Do you think they're going to give the American people back some money like they said that they was going to do? Has anybody got that $5,000 check that they promised yet? Anybody? I'm just saying. But you all think about that. And on your way out the door here, I want to make sure that you get an opportunity to go over to my other channel, MOPOWERZ, here on YOUTUBE, and press the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell and the word all to help ensure that you get notifications when I upload videos on YOUTUBE. And if you're into old school gangster rap, old school hip hop, old school spoken word, comedy, go over to my other channel, THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space at all. And over there you will find the likes of Diane Corder, Dion Cole, Reggie Reg, Quintella, Shari, Daryl Banks, all HBO comedians. Yeah, I knew Dion Cole before he hit it off big time. Yeah. Average Joe. Hey, and as far as rappers and hip hoppers and old school Chicago, you know, you have the likes of Medgar, Psychodrama, Triple Darkness, Twister, Shauna, Cadillac Seville, Black Money, Official Business, Affiliated Fellas, The Nomads, Boxed Out Entertainment, etc., etc., etc. We got it all over there for you if you're into old school Chicago hip hop, gangster rap, and all of that good stuff. And we got Chicago street clips with my man none other than Killer Bloodline as the main actor in all of the movies. So if you haven't been over there, you need to go over there and check that out. THEMOSHOW Classics, all one word, no space. And my fourth page, which is just there, but it's videos there, but really not focused on that page. If you're into quiet meditation music, if you want to get some reflective thoughts about yourself, about your life, go over there. We got some of that music over there for your soul. Yeah, got that too. I'm just saying, and that's on MO space vibrations. MO vibrations. VIBRATIONS. Yeah, all here on YOUTUBE. And like I said, before I get out of here, I want to ask you once again, if you came here in the middle of the live, which many people have left the chat room already. But anyway, we spoke our piece for tonight. We wasn't expecting to make this a long live or anything like that. But I made sure that I got this story out, because it's a damn shame what Donald Trump is doing to this country. He's actually destabilizing the country right before your very eyes. Right before your very eyes. And like I said, it's just not people who look like me that is upset. On your way out the door, hit the subscribe button, the like, share, and the word all, and that bell to help ensure you get notifications when I upload videos on this channel here, THEMOSHOW Chicago on YOUTUBE. Thanks for viewing, you all. Peace out. Leave your comments in the comment section. Thanks for viewing, and never give up on your DREAMS. Peace out.